Today we will hear member statements by the honourable members for the district of Lewisporte, Twillingate, Exploits, Labrador West, St. John's East, Quidi-Vidi, and Harbour, Maine. The honourable member for Lewisporte, Twillingate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in this honourable House to recognise the oldest resident from my district, Mr. Victor Baker, who celebrated 103rd birthday on March the 3rd. Victor grew up in Badger, where his father worked as a cook in the lumber camps. He later moved to Botwood and spent most of his life there working with his brothers in the retail and wholesale distribution. He married the love of his life, Mary, and together they had one son, Maxwell. Victor now resides at Pleasantview Manor in Lewisporte, and on Tuesday they celebrated his birthday in fine style, where he danced, sang, and told a few stories. As a testament of Mr. Baker's sense of humour, when asked by Reverend Art Elliott if he was getting any girlfriends since he moved into the manor, his response was, "My son, I got to beat them off with a broom." To end the party, as he done on his 100th birthday, and so many times in his youth, Victor enjoyed a horse and carriage ride. Mr. Speaker, I ask all members to rise as we celebrate Mr. Victor Baker's 103rd birthday and to wish him continued health. Thank you.
The honourable member for Exploits.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this year the Kinsmen Club of Botwood celebrated their 46th anniversary in conjunction with the 100th anniversary of Kin Canada. In 1973, Mr. Philip Din Billard of Labrador came to live and work in Botwood. The following year, they established a clubhouse and rented from the local paperworkers. Paperworkers Union committed to its motto, serving the community's greatest needs. Mr. Speaker, over the years, traditions, projects started and still ongoing today. Some of those are Christmas dinner, dances for seniors in the town, equipment for the local fire department, engagement in municipal projects, and individual group fundraisers. Mr. Speaker, at present, the Kinsmen Club of Botwood has donated over $3 million to their municipality and region. The club is one of the top clubs in Canada and is very active with 46 serving members and 7 charter members. Mr. Speaker, I ask all members of this House of Assembly to join me in congratulating the Kinsmen Club of Botwood on their 46th anniversary.
The honourable member for Labrador West.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to congratulate Canes Quest Snowmobile Race 2020 as they prepare for the start of the race now March 7th. Canes Quest was started in 2006 by Todd Kent from Tourism, who felt that a snowmobile race has the potential to showcase Labrador and attract new visitors. A small community was formed and one staff person was hired. Since 2006, Canes Quest has grown to be an international sensation. It's been led by Glenn Emberley up until 2014 and now by Rob Pilgrim. It takes months and months of planning and organization by a large group of volunteers, staff, to make this such an event happen. Without them, the race would not be where it is today. It makes me feel proud and a great sense of community from every volunteer from Lab West right on over to all other corners of Labrador. Every layover checkpoint throughout Labrador showcases our unique culture and our Labrador spirit to the world. This year is the biggest race yet with a record of 50 teams, including, for the first time ever, 2 female teams will be competing for the finish line. I ask all honourable members to join me in thanking everyone involved in making Canes Quest possible and wishing them all the best race possible and to their journey through the big land. Thank you so much.
The honourable member for St. John's East, Quidi-Vidi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Emmaus House Food Bank is a collaborative food bank operated by 5 parishes in the St. John's area. They are the Basilica of St. John the Baptist, the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist, St. Thomas's, St. Patrick's, and St. Michael's and All Angels. It is run by a board of directors consisting of the clergy and 2 elected representatives from each parish. A dedicated team of volunteers handles day-to-day operations in Emmaus House. Emmaus House is one of several food banks served by the Community Food Sharing Association and serves our vulnerable friends and neighbours with the support of its parishes, sponsors and volunteers. In 2019, the Emmaus House Food Bank served 8,500 community members, 2,000 of those being children in need. During Snowmageddon 2020, the volunteers at the Emmaus House faced the weather to open their doors to support a community of people heavily burdened with food insecurity. I ask all honourable members to join in a round of applause for the parishes, sponsors and volunteers that bring us Emmaus House Food Bank, a crucially important community group for my district and the St. John's area. Thank you.
The Honourable the Member for Harbour, Maine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. International Women's Day is celebrated this Sunday, March the 8th, 2020, and is a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. This year's theme is I Am Generation Equality, Realizing Women's Rights. This day provides an opportunity to recognize strong women in our lives. For many, that would be our mothers. For me, this Sunday, International Women's Day, is especially meaningful as I will be remembering my mother, whose birthday falls on this special day. I will proudly be attending an event in my district in North River on Sunday to celebrate women's achievements and will be joined by almost 250 individuals. Each year, a woman who has distinguished herself is recognized, and this year it's Alice Frances Baird Innes. Funds raised that day will be donated to O'Shaughnessy House in Carbonear, a shelter for people who suffer domestic violence. The emerging global consensus, Mr. Speaker, is that despite some progress, real change has been agonizingly slow for the majority of women and girls in our world. Imagine a world where gender equality is the norm, where men and women getting paid equally for work of equal value and sharing the care when at home. I ask all honourable members to join with me and work together to make this a reality. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.